The topic for today's discussion is types of capital. In case of a company, a student has to come across with different types of capitals. I am just outlining them. The first one is authorized capital. It is also known as registered capital, nominal capital, whatever name you may give it to it. Supposing the number of shares which a company has been authorized to issue are 1 lakh and each is of rupees 100 denomination. So 1 lakh into 100, it is 1 crore. This is the amount for which a company has been authorized to issue. That's why this is known as authorized capital. Out of this authorized capital, company makes the shares issued. So for the time being, suppose 60,000 shares are issued by the company, then that amount, 60,000 shares of rupees 100 each, 60 lakhs will be known as issued capital. Now, when the shares have been issued by the company, then public will reply to, means the issued capital in the beginning is an invitation by the company to the investors, to the public to apply. When public or the investors reply to that offer, then that is known as subscribed capital. Under this category, 3 different situations can be there. It may be par subscription, over subscription or under subscription. When replied number of shares by the public are equal to the issued shares by the company, means subscribed shares are equal to issued shares, it becomes par subscription. But if subscribed shares are more than the issued shares, it is over subscription. And if subscribed shares are less than the issued shares, it is to be known as under subscription. Now, to make it more clear, I have given this slide to make it clear to you. On one hand, subscribed shares number is there and issued number of shares is there. For par subscribed capital or par subscription, 60,000 shares and 60,000 shares. For oversubscribed capital, the subscribed shares means the reply given by the public investors, that is 80,000 shares, and issued were 60,000. This is oversubscription. When reply is for 50,000 and issued number is 60,000, it is known as under subscription. So these 3 different situations can be there, but at a particular moment of time, one will be there. So then next comes called up capital. Here you people need to understand that the denomination of the share, in our case that is rupees 100, that can be demanded in 5 installments maximum. The money which is to be received along with the application, that is to be known as application money. When company will make the allotment of the shares, then whatever amount will be demanded by the company from the shareholders, then it will be known as allotment money. Then besides these 3 calls can be made by the company as per the Companies Act. Then first call money, second call money, and third and final call money. Means maximum there can be 5 installments. Application money, allotment, and 3 calls. We can call them 5 installments. Let us take the example that each is of rupees 20, or it can be like any other amount. And 4 stages, 4 installments can be there. As in the second column, I have taken 25, 30, 20 and 25. It will become rupees 100. Company may be but now say using only 3 installments, application allotment and first call, 30, 50 and 20, it becomes rupees 100. If it is the case, the second one, if the money is getting completed along with the second call, then it will be known as second and final call. If it is getting complete here at the first stage in third situation, it will be known as first and final call. Similarly, it depends upon the wish of the company. Wish of the company whether to use how many installments, means it may be using only application allotment money and not the calls. It depends upon the reputation and the decision of the board of directors. Then to make it clear, now suppose the company has 60,000 shares and so far rupees 60 has been demanded, called up. I am taking the first case, 20 each, 5 installments, 20, 20, 20, 20. So 1 to 5, suppose up to now 3 installments have been used by the company, then 20 plus 20 plus 20, it will be 60. The called up capital will come to 60,000 into 60, 36 lakhs. 36 lakh is the called up capital. And then the next is to be known as paid up capital. What is that? How is to be that dealt with? That you need to understand. Now suppose application money was received, allotment money was received, first call money was demanded. A shareholder, say Mr. X, he could not make the payment of the first call on 500 shares. He was having 500 shares and he could not make the payment on the first call. So 60,000 into 60, that is called up, and the amount which could not be received by the company on 500 shares in the form of first call, that is rupees 20. So 10,000. See, the rest amount will be 35,90,000. This is to be known as paid up capital, or we can say the paid up capital is equal to called up capital minus unpaid capital. We also can call that as calls in arrear. So calls in arrear or unpaid capital, one and the same thing. So 36 lakh minus 10,000, 35,90,000. This amount is to be paid up capital. The main concern for a company on which the dividend is to be paid by it to the investors, that is paid up capital. So these are different types of capital which a student must learn before proceeding with the sums of companies' accounts as per as issue of shares, forfeiture and reissue is concerned. Thank you very much.